Right, hello, my name is Bam3086 and welcome back to another video of Dragon Age Inquisition. If you have not seen the previous videos that are with us, recommend you watch them before watching this one. Link below will be hopefully my recorded walkthrough of both Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. Along with my second walkthrough, my second attempt of Inquisition with the imported decisions from Origins and 2 into this one. Also linked below will be other BioWare and EA games such as the Mass Effect Trilogy games, and obviously any other type of games similar to the fantasy world of Dragon Age. Not gonna go into details for them, it's gonna say similar fantasy world of Dragon Age will be linked below. And picking up where we left off, we finished off in the western approach, the western side of where we went, and now I believe where we're up to with Here Lies the Abyss is pretty much now the finale, where we now go to Adamant, where we face the Grey Warden army and go into the Fade, choose to either leave Hawk or whichever Grey Warden is with you behind, along with the decision of whether or not you exile the Wardens or give the Wardens another chance. I think a lot of people chose to forgive the Grey Wardens because of, some were still hoping that the Grey Warden from your game, if your Warden from Origins survived or not. If your Origins Warden did survive, then obviously, people chose to save the Wardens in the case of hoping that your Warden would still appear. And some chose to banish them away. And I think people need to remember, too, that you're not dealing with the Wardens of Ferelden. You're dealing with the Wardens of Orlais. You're not dealing with the Wardens of Ferelden. I think people forget that sometimes, that Stroud, Commander Clarel, and now the Wardens, they're Wardens from Orlais. The Wardens of Ferelden, if I remember correctly, they're all at Weishaupt, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and all the Wardens that are controlled and working under Corypheus, they're all Wardens from Orlais, which I think also includes the Wardens that appear in Dragon Age 2. That because, you don't exactly have a lot of Ferelden Wardens, obviously Orlais Wardens came to help out in Ferelden for a time. Hence, the Wardens' appearances in Dragon Age 2. But I don't think they're Ferelden Wardens. I think they're Orlais Wardens. But apart from that, from the decision to leave Hawk and the Grey Warden you're with behind, this is the finale, I hope, for Here Lies the Abyss before we move on to either Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, where you deal with the Empress and meet Morgan again, or we go to the Deep Rose and start the DLC of the Descent. Most likely we'll do this one first before we do the DLC, but we'll see. Alright, apart from that, let's get the show on the roads.
Would you guess such a pairing?
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
What he did can't be overlooked, no matter the motive.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood. Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
Well, for one, the crime he committed was during the Blight. And obviously, there is someone in Throne of Denerim who has been through the Blight, so let him handle it.
You committed murder on Ferelden's soil. Let them deal with your punishment. Send him to Denerim. He can live the rest of his life behind their bars.
In prison? Maker. I should have drowned with them.
Before you is Service of the Minrathous Circle of Magi. You met him and his Venatori in the western approach. He admits to working for Corypheus, raising monsters and using magic for conquest. He also used his connections to smuggle magical artifacts out of the approach, without his master's consent.
You stole from Corypheus. I don't know whether that's stupidly brave or bravely stupid.
I was hired by a third party. I've no loyalty to him. Might you find that useful, your worship?
I'm sorry, are you attempting to bargain with us?
Bargain? I plead. I throw myself on your mercy. I also have friends in Tevinter who owe me large debts. Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
Someone who can smuggle magical artifacts to Tevinter and back shouldn't be wasted on court diplomacy. Bring those artifacts back to the Inquisition. Procure something really useful, and we might loosen the shackles.
Your worship knows value when she sees it. I won't disappoint.
All right.
Inquisitor. Let us begin. Adamant Fortress has stood against the Darkspawn since the time of the Second Blight.
Fortunately for us, that means it was built before the age of modern siege equipment. A good trebuchet will do major damage to those ancient walls. And thanks to our Lady Ambassador...
Lady Cyril of Jadar was pleased to lend the Inquisition her sabers. They've already delivered the trebuchets. That is the good news.
And the bad news?
Arimond called the ritual at the western approach a test. He may already be raising his army of demons in the fortress.
The Inquisition forces can breach the gate. But if the Wardens already have their demons...
I found records of Adamant's construction. There are choke points we can use to limit the field of battle.
That's good. We may not be able to defeat them outright. But if we cut off reinforcements, we can carve you a path to Warden Commander Clarel.
It sounds like our best option.
It'll be hard fought, no way around it. But we'll get that gate open.
It's also possible that some wardens may be sympathetic to our cause. The warriors may be willing to listen to reason, though I doubt they will turn against Clarel directly. The mages, however, are slaves to Corypheus. They will fight to the death.
We've built the siege engines and readied our forces, Inquisitor. Give the word, and we march on Adamant.
Pull back! They're through!
All right, Inquisitor. You have your way in. Best make use of it. We'll keep the main host of demons occupied for as long as we can.
I'll be fine. Just keep the men safe.
We'll do what we have to, Inquisitor. Warden Stroud will guard your back. Hawk is with our soldiers on the battlements. He's assisting them until you arrive. There's too much resistance on the walls. Our men on the ladders can't get a foothold. If you can clear out the enemies on the battlements, we'll cover your advance.
We will not be sacrificed for some insane ritual!
The Inquisition is here to stop Clarel, not to kill Wardens. If you fall back, you won't be harmed.
All right. My men will stay back. We want no part of this. Deal with Clarel as you must.
Well said. I had hoped some of the Wardens would listen to reason.
Press on ahead, Your Worship. We'll clear a path for the rest of our forces. could use some help up here!
Good work. Stay with my forces and see that they survive.
I'll keep the demons off them as best I can.
Clear the ladder. Our forces need a way up.
Hurry! Our forces cannot stand against the demons for long.
battlements, Inquisitor. All the wardens have stood against us. Make a willing, we may be able to reason with Corel.
Commander Cullen will hold the path open for us as long as possible, Inquisitor. Our forces are ready when you are.
Wardens! We are betrayed by the very world we have sworn to protect.
The Inquisition is inside, Clarel. We have no time to stand on ceremony.
These men and women are giving their lives, Magister. That might mean little in Tevinter, but for the Wardens, it is a sacred duty. It has been many long years, my friend.
Too many, Clarel. If my sword arm can no longer serve the Wardens, then my blood will have to do.
It will.
Stop them! We must complete the ritual!
Clarel, if you complete that ritual, you're doing exactly what Ehrman wants.
What? Fighting the Blight? Keeping the world safe from Darkspawn? Who wouldn't want that? And yes, the ritual requires blood sacrifice. Hate me for that if you must, but do not hate the Wardens for doing their duty!
We make the sacrifices no one else will. Our warriors die proudly for a world that will never thank them.
And then your Tevinter ally binds the mages to Corypheus!
Corypheus? But he's dead.
These people will say anything to shake your confidence, Clarel.
Bring it through!
Please! I have seen more than my share of blood magic. It is never worth the cost.
I trained half of you myself! Do not make me kill you to stop this madness!
Be ready with the ritual, Clarel. This demon is truly worthy of your strength.
Blackwall, can you talk some sense into them?
You don't know me, but you may have heard my name. Like you, I've given my life to the Grey Wardens. The first time I put on this armor, I felt like I belonged. Like I was part of something honorable. Something with a purpose. I know how good that feels. How safe. But fighting and dying here today won't stop the Blight. If you want to stop the Blight, kill that bastard up there. His master is the living embodiment of its corruption.
Clarel, we have come so far. You're the only one who can do this.
Perhaps we could test the truth of these charges to avoid more bloodshed.
Or perhaps I should bring in a more reliable ally. My master thought you might come here, Inquisitor. He sent me this to welcome you.
the Inquisitor! You've destroyed the Grey Wardens!
You did that to yourself, you stupid bitch! All I did was dangle a little power before your eyes, and you couldn't wait to get your hands bloody. You could have served a new god.
I will never serve the Blight!
Where are we? We were falling. Is this... Are we dead?
No. This is the Fade. The Inquisitor opened a rift. We came through. And survived. I never thought I would ever find myself here physically. Look. The Black City. Almost close enough to touch.
This must be very exciting for you, Solus. Any advice you have on what exactly is going on would be wonderful.
What spirit commands this place? I have never seen anywhere like it.
It's not how I remember the Fade, either. Perhaps it's because we're here, physically, instead of just dreaming. The stories say you walked out of the Fade at Haven. Was it like this?
I don't know. I still can't remember what happened the last time I did this.
Well, whatever happened at Haven, we can't assume we're safe now. That huge demon was right on the other side of that rift Eramond was using. And there could be others.
In our world, the rift the demons came through was nearby, in the main hall. Can we escape the same way?
Let's find out. There. Let's go.
This is fascinating. It is not the area I would have chosen, of course. But to physically walk within the Fade.
Concentrate on the task at hand, Mage. There is nothing more dangerous than this place.
Thank you for the warning.
I don't suppose you have any words of wisdom for this part of the Fade?
Why would I ever voluntarily come to this part of the Fade? The demon that controls this area is extremely powerful. Some variety of fear, I would guess. I suggest you remain wary of its manipulations, and prepare for what is certain to be a fascinating experience. How unusual.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look. Let's look around.
I wouldn't linger here.
By the Maker. Could that be?
I greet you, Warden. And you, Champion.
Divine Justinia. Most holy.
Cassandra.
Cassandra, you knew the Divine. Is this really her?
I don't know. It is said the souls of the dead pass through the Fade and sometimes linger, but we know the spirits lie. Be wary, Inquisitor.
I fear the Divine is indeed dead. It is likely we face a spirit. Or a demon.
You think my survival impossible, yet here you stand alive in the Fade yourselves. In truth, proving my existence either way would require time we do not have.
Surely you can understand our concerns and explain what you are.
I am here to help you. You do not remember what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, Inquisitor.
No, I don't.
The memories you have lost were taken by the demon that serves Corypheus. It is the nightmare you forget upon waking. It feeds off memories of fear and darkness, growing fat upon the terror. The false calling that terrified the Wardens into making such grave mistakes? Its work.
I would gladly avenge the insult this nightmare dealt my brethren.
You will have your chance, brave Warden. This place of darkness is its lair.
Corypheus seems to have a lot of demons at his disposal. How does he command so many?
I know not how he commands his army of demons. His power may come from the Blight itself, but the nightmare serves willingly. For Corypheus has brought much terror to this world. He was one of the Magisters who unleashed the first Blight upon the world, was he not? Every child's cry as the Archdemon circles. Every dwarf's whimper in the deep roads. The nightmare has fed well.
How do we hurt it?
We should likely focus on escaping the Fade first.
You hurt it by escaping the Fade and leading your people against Corypheus.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know. But for now, it is the best answer I can give you. When you entered the Fade at Heaven, the demon took a part of you. Before you do anything else, you must recover it. These are your memories, Inquisitor. You can! Warn them!
Bring forth the sacrifice.
Why are you doing this? You, of all people! Why are you doing this? You, of all people.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone, help me!
What's going on here?
So, your mark did not come from Andraste. It came from the orb Corypheus used in his ritual.
Corypheus intended to rip open the veil, use the anchor to enter the Fade, and throw open the doors of the Black City. Not for the old gods, but for himself. When you disrupted his plan, the orb bestowed the anchor upon you instead.
That's it?
Yes.
That tells me nothing. Not about Corypheus, or a weakness for the demon, or even a way out of here. All it tells me is that I should break his damn orb next time it starts glowing.
Yet, even that information may one day help you. You cannot escape the lair of the nightmare until you regain all that it took from you. You have recovered some of yourself, but now it knows you are here. You must make haste. I will prepare the way ahead.
Something troubles you, Hawk.
Those were Grey Wardens holding the Divine in that vision. Their actions led to her death.
I assumed he had taken their minds, as you have seen him do before. Come, we can argue after we escape this dark place.
Oh, I intend to.
Could that truly have been the most holy?
We have survived in the Fade physically. Perhaps she did as well. Or, if it is a spirit that identifies so strongly with Justinia, that it believes it is her, how can we say it is not?
She seems interested in helping us. That much is clear.
And the nightmare? From what she said, I don't look forward to meeting it.
It is a fear demon, as I suspected, likely drawing on terrors related to the Blight. Fear is a very old, very strong feeling. It predates love, pride, compassion, every emotion, save perhaps desire. Be wary. The nightmare will do anything in its power to weaken our resolve.
After what it did to my fellow Wardens, I pray we find some way to strike it down.
have a visitor. Some silly little girl comes to steal the fear I kindly lifted from her shoulders. You should have thanked me and left your fear where it lay, forgotten. You think the pain will make you stronger. What fool filled your mind with such drivel? The only one who grows stronger from your fears is me. But you are against him, I hope. So by all means, let me return what you have forgotten.
I expected worse.
These are but minor servants of a nightmare.
Pity.
What are those things?
Interesting.
Perhaps I should be afraid, facing the most powerful members of the Inquisition. Like Blackwall. There's nothing like a Grey Warden, and you are nothing like a Grey Warden.
I'll show you a Warden's strength, beast.
Your Inquisitor is a fraud, Cassandra. Yet more evidence there is no Maker, that all your faith has been for naught.
Die in the void, demon.
Döth ma Herelan, ma banal inasalin, marsolas ina Martin.
Bonal Nadas.
Did you think you mattered, Hawk? Did you think anything you ever did mattered? You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down a god? You're a failure, and your family died knowing it.
Of course, a fear demon would know where to hurt us most. We must ignore it.
Those were little fears. Tiny manifestations spawned from the nightmare itself.
And they take the form of spiders. Something so many fear.
Spiders? I see maggots crawling in filth.
Remember, we walk in the Fade. Demons of fear shape their appearance to unnerve each of us.
Well, that's reassuring.
The nightmare is closer now. It knows you seek escape. With each moment, it grows stronger. We cannot tarry long.
What can you tell me about this mark on my hand?
You already know how the mark came to be upon your hand. As for what it is the needle that pulls the thread, as well as the key.
I don't understand.
It is the needle that passes through the veil, as little else can. You are the thread, and it is the key that locks or unlocks the door to the Fade. It lets you walk in the Fade physically, and survive. Without it, Corypheus must find another way to the Black City. It is part of you now, and cannot be removed without your death.
You must know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
As must you. The answer lies in your memories, lost to the nightmare when you last walked the Fade.
Or you could just tell me.
Will you trust my words? Trust what you have seen.
I'd like to know more about the nightmare.
It is not simply fear. It is the terror you cannot remember, the horror your mind erases to protect you. When old memories no longer make the veteran soldier's hand tremble, it is because the nightmare has taken them. Most people avoid their fears. It is simple for the demon to steal the darkest fragments. They forget, and it feeds. Corypheus has helped it grow monstrous.
It makes people forget the worst parts of their fears. It almost sounds like the nightmare is helping people.
Perhaps it was once. But now, it helps none but Corypheus. By his hand, it creates more fear and grows even stronger. In any case, robbing people of their fears is never a kindness. At best, it is a mistake born of compassion. Without fear and pain and failure, we cannot learn. We cannot grow, as you cannot grow until you recover all that was taken from you.
I know, I learned my lesson from that.
running! This is the breach back in Haven. That's how I escaped. The demon! Keep running! Ah! It was you. They thought it was Andraste sending me from the Fade, but it was the Divine behind me. And then you. She died.
Yes.
So this creature is simply a spirit.
I think we all knew that was the case, Warden.
I am sorry if I disappoint you.
Are you her? Did you linger here to help me instead of passing on?
If that is the story you wish to tell, it is not a bad one.
What we do know is that the mortal divine perished at the temple, thanks to the Grey Wardens.
As I said, the Grey Wardens responsible for that crime were under the control of Corypheus. We can discuss this further once we return to Adamant.
Yes, Adamant, where the Inquisition faces an army of demons raised by the Wardens.
How dare you judge us? You tore Kirkwall apart and started the Mage Rebellion!
To protect innocent mages, not madmen drunk on blood magic. Even without the influence of Corypheus, the Wardens go too far. They need to be checked.
Agreed. The Wardens may once have served a greater good, but they are far too dangerous now.
The Wardens are a risk. Send them away before they cause even more trouble.
What are you saying? You want to get rid of the Wardens? Everyone makes mistakes. They would have died to save us.
Sweet Maker, could both of you please shut up? We can argue once we've escaped from the giant fear demon.
Inquisitor!
The nightmare has found us.
Form up! I'm with you.
Real or not, the Divine is the key to escaping from the Fade.
Warden Stroud, how must it feel to devote your whole life to the Wardens only to watch them fall? Or worse, to know that you were responsible for their destruction? When the next blight comes, will they curse your name?
With the Maker's blessing,
We will end this wretched beast.
Do you think you can fight me? I am your every fear come to life. I am the veiled hand of Corypheus himself. The demon army you fear, I command it. They are bound all through me.
Ah, so if we banish you, we banish the demons. Thank you. Every fear come to life.
hard to trust my footing in this place.
must get through the rift, Inquisitor. Get through, and then slam it closed with all your strength. That will banish the army of demons and exile this cursed creature to the farthest reaches of the Fade.
The rift! We're almost there.
We're not there yet. Stay alert.
Tell Liliana. I am sorry. I failed you too.
You cannot stand against me.
For victory!
You will die in agony. I grow fat on your fear.
We're almost there!
are nothing.
We need to clear a path! Go! I'll cover you.
No, you were right. The Grey Wardens caused this. A warden must...
A warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine.
And this was the big choice that got a lot of Inquisition fans so hyped up. Hyped up and worried, because it's literally choosing you to say, do you want to sacrifice your Dragon Age 2 character or the Warden? Because whoever gets stay behind will likely die to cover your escape. But that's when people forget as well that in Dragon Age 2, after you meet Flemeth and take her to the elves where you meet Marissa? Yeah, I think that's her name. Oh my god, Meryl, that's it. Meryl, that's her name. And by the way, I think her or Isabella is a perfect romance for female Hawk, but besides that, Flemeth foretells a prophecy to Hawk that when you see the abyss, do not hesitate to leap or something. I don't remember all of it. I just remember when you see the abyss, do not hesitate to leap. And the mission is called Here Lies the Abyss. It goes to show that the creators of Dragon Age, they obviously delve into the lore and stuff of Dragon Age to show that the smallest details and stuff you hear in previous games, they will come back in the next games. Because obviously now, this is evidence enough to show that the prophecy means that Hawk will come to this moment and he will stay behind in the fate. But Flemeth's words does not give a clear hint of whether or not Hawk survives. Because some people think, like, the prophecy says, that Flemeth says, that Hawk does stay behind. But it does not specifically say that Hawk dies as well, too. So there's obviously the theory that Hawk is alive in the Fades. And that's where Dragon Age 4 comes in, that because you're going to be going to the Tevinter Imperium, and they specialize with these kinds of stuff, somewhere there we might meet Hawk, and Hawk will come back. But of course, that's the theory, because not a lot of people are holding high hopes for it, because, you know, again, not a lot of people figure that out. So depending on whoever the Warden was for them, the Stroud, Loghain, or Alistair, some chose the Warden to stay behind. Doesn't matter who it is. Some actually chose Hawk to stay behind. Maybe it's because some of them actually figured it out, or just wanted Hawk to stay behind. But all I want to say is this, that obviously Hawk is destined to stay behind, but whether or not the writers and creators of Dragon Age will bring this into consideration for Dragon Age the Veilguard is still a mystery, because, you know, the game came out nearly 10 years ago, and now this year we're getting Dragon Age 4 the Veilguard, where it was once called the Dreadwolf, now called the Veilguard. And obviously, you know, during the whole 10 years, there were a lot of things happening. Change of staff, people getting fired, hiring new people. Supposedly the game was abandoned and then was restarted, so not a lot of people have high hopes that Dragon Age War the Veilguard is gonna continue the story of what happens here. Because, you know, Dragon Age 2, they picked up some stuff from the first game and the DLC, The Awakening. And obviously in here, it picks up Morrigan stuff, which includes the DLC, The Witch Hunt, if your warden romance her. But, you know, all that was like so long ago, and we've been waiting nearly 10 years for the 4th game, so, you know, not a lot of people have high hopes that they're going to continue this story to say, you know, like, they find out Hawke is alive, or whichever warden is alive, they're gonna go to the Fade and rescue her, rescue him. But, you know, at the same time, as I said, not a lot of people have high hopes, so there is a high chance that in the 4th game, this story, or if it gets stayed behind, it's gonna get dropped. That we're never gonna see it again. That is the most highest possibility right now, and that's what scares everyone. Because, you know, we all have high hopes for Dragon Age 4. I obviously got my high hopes because, you know, I want to see the return of your Grey Warden, the Grey Warden of your choice in Dragon Age 1, if your Grey Warden survives. I want to see my Grey Warden come back. I want to see Hawke come back from the Fade. But, you know, it all comes down to whether or not the creators and writers actually do these things, because, you know, like I said, in Dragon Age Inquisition, you see bits and pieces that they did continue from the first game and the second game, such as this one. But at the same time, because of the changes that came, you know, not a lot of people have high hopes for it. So we're gonna stick to how it's supposed to be. Hawke stays behind, and, you know, and eventually, you know, when I eventually play Dragon Age 1 to 2 in my recorded PS3, and then use those choices to impact my way to this one again, hopefully when I get to play the Veilguards, it imports the stuff into it, and hopefully we'll get Hawke in the Veilguard. If not, then they've just completely scrapped the story, and much like, you know, some of the stuff from Dragon Age 1 that you don't ever hear again in Dragon Age 2, and in this one you're never going to see Hawke or what happened here from here on out, if they do that for Dragon Age 4. If they do that, bye bye to the story, bye bye to Hawke, and all this was just a waste of time.
Hawke.
Say goodbye to Varric for me.
Spiders. Always the maker down.
With the nightmare banished, Corypheus lost both his warden mages and his demon army. But in the stories your soldiers will tell, their Inquisitor broke the spell with the Maker's blessing.
They came out of this alive. As far as I'm concerned, they can tell whatever stories they like.
And I suspect this will not be the last story they tell about you.
Inquisitor, the Archdemon flew off as soon as you disappeared. The Venatori Magister is unconscious but alive. Cullen thought you might wish to deal with him yourself. As for the Wardens, those who weren't corrupted helped us fight the demons.
We stand ready to help make up for Clarel's tragic mistake.
Where is the champion? Hawk is not with us.
Hawk sacrificed his life to save us and strike a decisive blow against Corypheus.
The champion is gone.
He gave his life not because he'd sworn an oath or been marked as special, but because someone had to do it.
Stroud, you're the senior surviving Grey Warden. What do we do now?
You stay and do whatever you can to help. Stroud believes that the Wardens are worth saving, and I trust him. You're still vulnerable to Corypheus, and possibly his Venatori, but there are plenty of demons that need killing.
After all that, you give them yet another chance?
While they do that, I'll report to the Wardens at Weishaupt. We won't be caught off guard by Corypheus again.
Thank you, your worship. We will not fail you.
Maker watch over your Inquisition. It has been an honor.
Stroud sent me one final report. He's on his way to Weishaupt. As for the Grey Wardens, they are fighting demons and Red Templars while staying clear of Venatori. You dealt Corypheus a significant blow, Inquisitor.
The Grey Wardens carry respect in other nations. If we spread word that the Inquisition has their support...
We may gain standing with nations that have suffered under the Blight. I will take the matter to Josephine. You took an army from Corypheus, but that will matter little if Orlais falls into chaos. All arrangements have been made for the ball in Halam Shiral. Let us know when you are ready to proceed.
Remind me what we know about the plot against Selene.
The Venatori are planning some kind of attack on the Imperial Court. Corypheus may even be fueling the conflict between the Empress and her cousin, Grand Duke Gaspard. If we warn Selene, she may prove a most valuable ally against Corypheus.
Where can I find the Empress?
She's holding a grand masquerade ball at her winter palace in Halam Shiral. Your invitation has been arranged. That is where the Venatori will strike. Speak with us when you are ready. What was she like? Divine Justinia, or her soul, or the spirit that took her form. I read your report. I know it isn't clear, but...
She refused to say anything outright. I could have used more direct answers and fewer journeys of self-discovery.
She made a lot of people feel that way.
She did ask me to tell you something, though. She said, "I'm sorry. I failed you too."
Oh. I should finish this before it slips my mind. Perhaps later we might discuss the matter further. Thank you.
Alrighty-o, so now we are finally done with Here Lies the Abyss. as it was pointed out by them, next thing to do is to do the Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, and that's what we will most likely do. So pretty much after this one, we'll pretty much start the DLC for the Deep Roads, the Descent, and if supposedly we can do the Joseph Hakon as well, which is why I cannot see it here for some reason. So if we can start the Joseph Hakon as well, we'll obviously have to do that after we do the Descent DLC first. So obviously this is where we'll stop, and I just want to say again of how sorry, I just want to say again how, you know, like, this game has like 3 different versions of it because of the Warden that helps you from Alistair, Stroud, and Logain. If the Warden Commander Ferelden was there, your Warden, you would get you would get a much more better dialogue stuff, and maybe some better interactions with the Warden Commander talking to the Wardens overlay. You can imagine it would have been so much more better, and maybe much more drama into it, because, you know, you got a high-ranking Warden Commander telling the other Wardens, especially the Warden who killed the Archdemon and survived, talking to the other Wardens to stop Warden Commander Clarel. But unfortunately, you know, they couldn't even been bothered just to find a voice actress for the Warden Commander, and this is what we get. Which is completely fine, but, you know. But anyway, nonetheless, as I said, we are done with Here Lies the Abyss. We'll start this one, and obviously move onward to one of the DLCs for the Descent, most likely. And, although I think as well we need to do some stuff as well, because could have sworn I remembered we spoke to Solus. Yeah, we'll need to help him out too, so. Although I'm pretty sure these ones are alright, so yeah, we'll stick to as I said. We'll start this one where meet with the Empress. Then we'll start the DLC for the Descent and the Joseph Hakon, and pretty much after that, we'll go with whatever it is we need to do all the way to the ending of the game. And as always, before I get to that part, so this is where we'll stop. We'll be back with this again another time. And as always, leave a like and comments.